There was a girl.
You still there? Let's give him a second to reconnect. Give him a second to reconnect before we drop. All right, Ty, I'm gonna have to drop you, brother. When your connection improves, come back. All right. Everybody said it was a girl, and then that was it. She must have wrote his name in Death Note. Got him up out of here. Network issues, right? Right. Y'all got to get off Boost Mobile, man. You got to get off Boost Mobile and Cricket. You got to do it. Hopefully, y'all got that Death Note reference. What's up, Keita? All right, we'll try it. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What can I do for you?
Good, thank you.
What can I do for you?
I saw a dating and relationship match. This is my
Jesus. Some people are not in relationships because this doesn't work at all. That's why. That's your biggest problem, is that the IQ is too low. All right. See what we got. Hello. Hello.
Hello, right, good.
Nope. I can tell by your accent, brother. Nah. Either you're matchmaking or someone I can't help. You can't be up here sounding like a Muppet. I can't help that, bro. I can't help you. Whatever your problem is, it is your throat. It's your vocal cords. Okay? Let's get that solved. All right. Some people you can't help, man. I'm honest. Hello.
Hello.
What's going on, man? Come on, brother. What's going on? Are you here? Okay. You gotta go. You're taking too long. If it takes you that long to respond, I can't help you. All right? I can't help you. Let's get Shazzy blocked, mods. Hello.
What up, what up, what up?
What's going on, man?
I'm good, man. You still remember me?
Refresh my memory. I remember your profile pic.
Yeah, it's me, Clayful the Kid. The 20-year-old kid that was telling you about. I don't even remember what I was telling you about, but I just came on to say thank you, man. Appreciate the advice. I've been really using it, especially the part where you said, do what you're scared to do. I've been doing that, and it's turning out pretty well for me. So I just wanted to say thank you. So
My
this is a
man.
thank you more than anything.
Absolutely, bro. What have you done specifically that's changed things for you?
Talking to people more. You know how when your mind tells you don't do that thing and not do exactly that, you know what I'm
Right.
trying to say? Like, because my mind is like my biggest, like, so I've been like not listening to my mind and trying to do action more than I think, so that's the thing I would say has been working out really well for me.
Good stuff.
It is like it really is.
Good stuff, brother. With as young as you are, if you continue down this path, it's only up from here, bro. So good stuff. Keep it up, all right? And be safe from
Thank you.
the crickets and the wildlife out there. All right. All right,
Yeah,
Chief.
yeah, for sure.
Take care of yourself, man. All right. Hmm. Bro, sound like he was Mowgli from the Jungle Book. Bare Necessities was about to start playing. I thought it was a wolf at first. Right. Right. I'm glad that we see the advice is working for people who are prepared to ask their question when they come up. You see how when you're prepared to ask your question, how life changing this can be, and you're not just requesting up and then just waiting for me to carry the entire conversation. Sometimes I'm just here for the humor. Man's in the jungle for real, right? Uh, can't let you up till death do us part. I don't like your profile pic. It's weird energy. I don't know if I can help you. Weird energy in that profile pic. Weird name. Can't help you with that. I'm sorry. You got to have a certain degree of psychological stability for me to be of any assistance. Okay, no unhinged people allowed. No unhinged people allowed. Again, people, if you have a question pertaining to dating and relationships, you have a issue, a problem, request up, we'll solve your issue. All right? Cece, what's happening?
Hey, I just wanted to come up and tell people to grab their daily heartbeat. That's that orange heart right at the top.
Right.
Yeah, grab that. He should have 200 people grabbing that right now. And then that gray arrow down there at the bottom, that is for you to repost and share the live so we can get more and more people in here. So if we can get 100 people right now, repost and share the live so your followers can see this live. We always get it. People's like, I was scrolling or I was and I came across. So y'all don't want to come up and join the panel. Y'all got to help get new people in here. So they will want to ask their questions.
I want to put my balls on your black head, you nigger.
Keep going, Cece.
Well, that's fine. That'll do it. Also, I will be, probably selling feet pics real soon, so that way I can get these Usher and Chris Brown tickets. So you can DM me for. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But yeah, go ahead and grab your daily heartbeat and share the live. You only got 4. You only have 4 shares. What is happening right now? I was just playing, true.
How much are the tickets?
I don't know, but pre-sale's coming up. And so I was like, I'm working OT right now, but
Right.
that was supposed to be like my summer money, kind of like plans. I'm trying to go to Napa. I'm trying to travel a little bit.
Listen, I'm saying if you get the coaching call before you go to the concert, you might can pull Usher. You might can do it.
I don't want Usher.
You don't want Usher? You want Chris Brown?
I don't want neither. But
Okay, all right, that's fair.
if he told me Michael B was gonna be there, then that would be different.
Okay.
But
You going purely for the music? All right. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
no,
Fair enough.
yeah.
You're not taking the maternity photos with Chris Brown at the end of the concert.
Oh no! I've already seen Usher when he was in Vegas.
Okay.
So
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I seen him skating around. It's cool.
Gotcha.
But yeah, but I still want to go. It seems like it'll be fun.
No, I hear
We
you.
only have 7 shares, people. Come on, keep going, keep going. That gray arrow down at the bottom. Now they gotta throw hands. I will. I can fight. Don't get it twisted. I'm from Compton.
All right.
Sorry, because I'm just trying to talk while you get more people up here. Hopefully, we get
I
somebody
know you're
else
good.
soon.
You're good. You know I can hold it
Let's
down
get
solo
those
dolo.
shares up. It's still only 7 people sharing. Y'all can press. Y'all know a gray arrow. Y'all know your colors. Press that gray arrow on your screen, wherever you have your tablet, your phone, and let's share the live out. Please and thank you. Okay, I think you got somebody. All right, thank you
Appreciate
guys.
you, CC.
Bye.
All right. Tough and Lil Sweet. What's going on?
Hi. Yeah, I just had a question.
Sure.
I was the gentleman that I'm talking to. We're kind of new in the relationship, and he was talking about trying to keep a man's peace. So my question is, since it's kind of like a long distance thing, how best to kind of go about, trying to keep a man's peace and still trying to keep, learning, kind of what, ticks and what makes, him move and groove and all that with, trying to do it long distance, in a new relationship.
Okay, so y'all are in a relationship now. Uh-oh.
Yeah, you know what? I'm
Uh-oh.
not really sure.
You're not sure? So he's not asked you.
Huh?
He's not asked you to be in a relationship with him.
I guess we're just kind of seeing where it goes.
Gotcha. Okay. How long y'all been dating?
It's been about 7 months
How'd y'all meet?
online.
And how many times have y'all seen each other?
We haven't.
You haven't seen each other.
No.
Why not?
Well, so the other thing is that I'm technically legally blind.
Okay.
So like some of the social cues, like you see on, like on FaceTime or whatever, I miss because I can't see like, facial expressions and stuff like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
so, there is a obstacle and a challenge there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, just me being legally blind or whatever, it's kind of, I live out in the middle of like nowhere.
Okay.
And so it's kind of hard to kind of get around, but he drives trucks. And so he's kind of starting his business. And so that's kind of what he's doing right now. So we're kind of, doing our own little thing, but, still try to make time for each other.
Okay.
Get to know each other.
Do you know, have y'all talked about when y'all are going to meet each other?
Hopefully within like the next couple of months. We plan on it.
You said hopefully, so there's no solidified plans?
Well, I guess the way that, our country's kind of going right now and, kind of, gas prices and how, so him starting a new trucking business or whatever, it's kind of, not too sure where it's going right now, so.
Okay. And how much distance is between the two of you? Like, where are y'all located within the states?
I'm located in Texas, but he goes between like Texas and South Carolina. But I'm like way West Texas, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How old are you two?
I am 44 and he is 38.
Okay. I get the constraints, love. I completely understand. The only issue here is until you meet in person, it's not a real relationship.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Right? And 7 months is long enough to plan to get to you.
I agree.
Right? So it's like even if when y'all first met, you didn't have the funds to like get there or the capacity to get there. Within 7 months, you can make that. You can give them a weekend. So that tells me that it's a lack of a willingness to get there. Like if he doesn't have the time to actually see you in person, then he should like forego dating apps in general and just focus on his business.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was kind of getting around to. If you really wanted to, then you would.
Yeah, in this situation, that absolutely applies, especially in the 7 month timeline. Like we're approaching a year of just talking on the phone, right? It's like, what is the reason for you to? You're not that far apart.
Yeah. You're
not that far apart for him to, like, this is almost like we're on different continents type of vibe. You know what I mean? Well, I gotta cross the sea to get to you. That's a different conversation. But like this isn't really that big of a deal. So this doesn't sound like it's if I was a betting man, I wouldn't bet on this connection because it's not based on anything really. Until you have like you can develop a bit of chemistry over the phone and over FaceTime and things like that, sure. But you're not gonna really connect until you make that in-person meet. So I would forego any kind of relationship talk until there's like an embodied experience between the two of you. So yeah, and if he's going 7 months without I would feel more hopeful if he at least had like a solidified plan, like a date as to when he was gonna make it happen. The whole we'll see approach, we're past that point if it's been 7 months.
I agree. Well, I don't know. Trying to date legally blind is difficult anyway.
I'm sure. Yeah, that's why I get it. I get it. Like normally, I'm giving you grace in this situation because of the context. Like normally, if somebody called and told me this, I would be completely confused as to why they're entertaining it. But with your situation, I get it. Right? I
Yeah.
get the challenge there, but that doesn't mean that you just put up with anything. Right? And
Very true.
right now, that's kind of you're approaching that point because we're almost a year in, and he hasn't even made a plan as to see you. So he's already demonstrating his leadership ability, like what type of man he is now. And this is just a sneak peek as to what a relationship would look like.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess I'm kind of, seeing what what you're saying, because you can have the intent all you want, but you have to have a follow through.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's it. So I would say get back on the prowl. You know, that's what I would advise. You do what you want.
and that online dating, that's something else. I'll tell you
It's rough. It's rough. I typically don't
Yeah.
recommend it, but I get with your situation why that would be probably the best path.
Yeah. But yeah, I live out in the middle of nowhere, so yeah, the prospects around here are slim to none.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No problem, love. Best of luck to you.
All right, thanks.
Bye. All right. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. I feel for Shorty though. That gotta be a tough situation to be in. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Not really, love. You got a lot going on over there.
Oh, I'm trying. I'm trying to go downstairs because my daughter just so big. The TV very loud.
Okay. All
Can you
right.
hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you better now.
Okay. Hi. How you doing? Good afternoon. I'm
Good
saying.
afternoon. Good afternoon. What can I do for you?
Okay. I'm doing well, thank you. So, I want to share a short story with you, and then you can tell me. You can just give me your opinion about it.
I will need a specific question. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay. You can go ahead just
Yeah.
at the end. Just give me like a specific question, not just like what are your thoughts. Okay.
Okay. Yes. So there's this guy I met. I would say like 4 weeks ago. On the app, like in a dating app. So he was going like very strong to a point like he was calling me. I would say like probably like 6 or 7 times a day on a video call because we are nurse practitioners. So I work night shift and he work day shift. So every time before he go to the hospital, he would give me a call, like let's say around like 7 o'clock, and that's the time myself I'm beginning of work, and give me another call at 10 o'clock, and then another one 12. So it was like pretty much very consistent between the two of us. And we met like 3 times already. First time we went to a restaurant. The second time, my little sister was giving birth at the hospital, and he was like, okay, he wanna come and be like a support and stuff like that. So he was at the hospital from 9 p.m. with me until like 2-3 a.m. until my little sister gave birth. And then after that, we went again on the third date. So and what really happened, it's just like there was I think it was like a week ago, last Wednesday, and he worked a double shift. So I told him and myself, once I get off work, I said, you know what, I will bring you some lunch at the hospital because I know you just finished your double shift and you probably are hungry and things like that. And by the time for you to get off work, it's probably gonna be too late for you to go in and grab lunch. So I will just, like drive in and bring you some food. And he was like, okay, cool, that's fine. I really appreciate it. And I went and brought him food and things like that. And we talked, chit chat, laugh and things like that. And then I left. And then right after I got home, he texted me and was like, okay, I really appreciate everything you do and things like that, blah, blah, blah. You're a sweetheart or stuff like that. And I was like, okay, cool. But right the same day, so I didn't receive a call from him after work, because usually he called me after work, but I didn't get a phone call from him after work. I'm like, okay, cool. Probably because he was super tired because he worked from last night till like 3 afternoon the next day. I said, probably, you just drive and go home and things like that, trying to get some rest. And then on Thursday, I received a text from him saying like, "Hey, good morning, Sha." So my name is Sha. So he said, "Hey, good morning, Sha." But usually, like, he texts me, "Good morning, babe. Good morning, love," or stuff like that. And he was like, "Oh, good morning, Sha." And I'm like, "Good morning." But I didn't receive a call. That was the first time I didn't receive a call from him before work. I'm like, "Oh, well, surprisingly, that's the first time." But things happen. And then during the day, and I text him, I'm like, "Oh, how's work?" Because usually he call. I'm like, "How's work?" It was like pretty cool and things like that. It's a little busy, but like it's going well. I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then in the afternoon after work, I didn't receive a call. I'm like, "Oh, like what's going on?" And I tried to call him on like 6, 7 p.m. and he didn't pick up. So I sent him a text. I'm like, "Okay, I thought you were gonna give me a call after work or during work, but I didn't receive a call from you. But I was just checking. Hopefully, everything's doing well and you're probably resting. So we'll talk later." That was at 6 p.m. on Thursday. And then I didn't receive a call or a text that day. Till the next morning, he sent me a text. He was like, "Oh, Sha, I received a bad news yesterday. I found out my dad has prostate cancer and things like that. So I don't, that's the reason why you didn't hear from me all day long and things." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then after that, I didn't receive a text or a call. I'm like, "Okay, I understand he's probably going through things and whatever." But on Friday, he sent me a text saying like, "Oh, I don't think we can do this anymore because right now there's a lot going on. My dad is sick. My family needs support and things like that. I don't think we can focus on dating right now. So I'm gonna have to stop this and all that, blah blah blah." So my question, because it was like very quick and fast, because during that 4 weeks, I could probably say like we built something like, I would say like strong a little bit. But my question for you is just like, do you really think the dad situation can make him stop the whole thing completely? Or is it something probably go left, or probably change his mind, or probably not interested anymore? Because it just, to me, just, I don't know. I think it's probably deeper than the dad being sick.
Okay. Were y'all going on any dates during this time?
We went to 3 dates.
3 dates? Did y'all sleep?
Yes.
Did y'all sleep with each other?
No, not yet.
Okay. Okay.
But we kiss. Like, we kiss and talk and stuff like that. He was very consistent.
Okay. And y'all work together. Y'all work at the same hospital.
No, not the same hospital. No.
Okay, you work at different hospitals.
Yes.
Okay. Are y'all long distance at all?
No, we're like 25 minutes from each other.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm sure if he saw you multiple times, then it stands to reason that he enjoys you to a degree, right?
Yeah.
And if he hasn't slept with you and he's cut off connections before sleeping with you, then it's likely that his goal was not just to sleep with you. So as it stands right now, it's very plausible that what's going on is exactly what he says is going on. And if his father really did if he really did recently just find out about his father having prostate cancer, that is a good enough justification to end a new connection. If y'all were in a relationship or something like that, it would be different. We're talking about 4 weeks in. There ain't nothing strong coming out of 4 weeks.
Okay.
He's basically telling you, I don't like, dating is draining. It's emotionally and energetically draining. Both of y'all already have demanding careers that are draining, right?
Yeah.
And now on top of that, your father has prostate cancer. He doesn't have the capacity to pour any emotional energy into this new connection.
No, not my father. His father.
I know that. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
He does not have the emotional capacity to pour energy into this connection. So it was best that he ends it. especially considering that, and like no matter what you would have done, he probably would have still did the same thing. But you didn't do yourself any favors by like, hey, I expected to hear from you today. I expect you to call me here. That just reminds him like, okay, if I deal with her, I'm going to have to constantly communicate. So it's best to cut this because I don't have the capacity for that right now.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, basically, I thought probably something changed. I don't know. I'm like, well, maybe because, I bought him lunch. Because I don't know. I couldn't really figure it out because I'm like, okay, we met 3 times already and spent like, like good time talking, chatting, and things like that. Yeah, so I was like, where do I go wrong? Like, what did I do wrong from all of this? I was trying to question myself because I understand, like, you got stuff going on, but just quickly stop it.
Love,
After
you
like
work,
4 weeks
you
being
work,
being
you work,
consistent.
you work at a hospital. You see people how much they struggle when their family members are sick.
Yeah.
You're dating one of those people. Think about it like that. The same people you see crying at the hospital at your job, staying day after day after day without taking a bath. That's who you're dating.
Yeah, but even work busy, he was still, even myself sometimes, I'm like, oh my God, how can he find time to call me multiple times like this? Because, like I said, even at work, he will be calling like 4 or 5 times at work. Like calling me and in video call, and we only talk video call. It was like, video call all
Why
the time.
why are you focused on that when we're talking about the dad issue? That's not important.
Okay.
I want to make sure you understand because it sounds like you don't understand.
No, I understand. I
Okay.
understand. But it's just
So would you,
really
if your God forbid one of your family members was sick, you found out your mother or father or another family member that you're really close to, that you really love, got cancer, and you just found that out, you're still trying to date this guy right now?
No, not trying to date him, but I will explain and maybe, maybe distant a little bit, but not completely cut him off.
Okay, love. Well, that's the situation here. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right then. Thank you.
You have a good one. That is textbook lack of empathy. Lack of empathy. Whoa. Whoa. You kind of need, that's stage 1. Wow. My dad has prostate cancer. I'm sorry to hear that, but we're still on for Tuesday, right? Because I don't see why we're not still on for Tuesday. Like, yeah, your dad has, you don't have cancer though. I don't understand. You're not the one with cancer, so why can you not make it Tuesday? Like, you're not taking chemotherapy, so why can't you come on the date Tuesday? I don't get it. What? Sounds like he dodged a bullet, love. I gotta be honest with you. Sounds like he dodged a bullet. He dodged a bullet. Whoa. Lack of empathy like that? That's crazy. You see her like at the hospital, like putting the pillow over the father's face. I'm gonna handle this right now. You stopping me from going on dates, motherfucker. We gotta go ahead and handle your ass. Shh. All right. A little too much. Who else we got? Zoe Phillips. See if she comes up. All right. Let's see if Elevator's still here. Yo.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Chillin', man. What's up with you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. What can I do for you, bro?
So I got a question. I guess it's surrounding around dating. I guess first I can say. So you ever heard that saying? When you're like talking to somebody and automatically you know whether what they said has already disqualified them from going into the next step with you. Like, have you ever heard that before, man?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So my question is, I don't know if I overanalyze or what, but I guess how can I go about when I'm talking to someone and get to know them. I don't do this thing where like, okay, so, and to some extent, I feel like you have to interrogate. Not, and I don't literally mean interrogate, but
Right.
I do it in ways where like I ask questions to kind of see, what the response is, how they react to it, stuff like that. But I do it in a way to where it doesn't seem like interrogation.
Mm-hmm.
And I do that because, I try to get the information up front. I try to learn them, stuff like that. My thing is, and I don't know if I'm ever analyzing or not, but every time somebody says something that just doesn't sit right with me because I know the game and like I just know how women are, how things can be, I kind of just quickly just disconnect from them. I just don't feel like they take them serious anymore for whatever reason that is. For example, there could be some big things like one time this woman came around my house and we were talking about Billie Eilish, a celebrity, and I found out that she pretty much like women. She said she was bi, and that kind of threw me for a loop because I guess that's something I didn't know or didn't ask. And the next thing we had another conversation, and she was like, she's atheist. And that threw me off the loop too because I asked the question. But sometimes it's like a lot more subtle things, like smaller things, where it's just like, oh, they'll say they have a celebrity crush or just something small, and I'll just be like, yep, you're done. Like, I can't even take you serious. And that goes from like higher age ranges too. So I guess I'm trying to, how do I guess, allow myself to learn people, or I guess not be so picky when it comes to what people say and how they react and stuff like that. Because I feel like I wouldn't say I'm too strict or too judgy because I allow people to talk, I allow people to explain themselves, and sometimes I dismiss things and I let it play out through their actions and stuff like that. But I guess that's how I wanted to ask.
Okay, I got you. So what's like the pickiest example you can give me of somebody saying something to you and then you cutting them off for that? Like, which example do you feel like are you afraid of getting judged for if you share it? I need you to share that one.
Oh man, because I know you're gonna tell me the comments.
Don't worry about them. Hey, don't worry about them, bro. Don't focus on the chat at all.
Let me see. Let's just say a woman just comes out of the woodworks and just like the 50-50 thing.
Mm-hmm.
That topic. Obviously, there's traditional ways to go about it, and everyone's situation is different. 50-50, 80-80. It depends on what you're talking about, whether it's income, whether it's life in general, whatever.
Right.
But a woman can just say, "Oh, I don't do 50-50," and I'm just like, "Get out of here!" I'm not even trying to hear it because one, you got to tell me what you mean by that, and two, it's just like if it's just solely set on income or life in general, it's kind of just like you're already thinking like you're constricting yourself to that, and it's just like I can't work with that. So I guess that's a big one.
Okay. How are you meeting these women?
So I know I'm gonna get a lot of crap for this because I hear you talking all the time, but usually, so I hear you talking about static environments and the other type of environment, but I comfortably lean more towards dating apps, and I'm saying this initially because it allows me more of a screening process. I don't know if that's messed up to say, but it's kind of like instead of just going on a date and finding out, oh, I wasted my time or I don't want to do this anymore, the dating apps allows me to ask more questions and see how you respond to more things. So it's like, okay, now we can meet, stuff like that. So
your problem is upstream from what you're, how you're defining your problem. The real problem is upstream from that. It's the pool that you're dating in.
The pool that I'm being in.
Mm-hmm. So you are dating in a pool of women who are more than likely going to display the traits that are a turn off to you. You're applying the filters that you are leveraging for vetting, you're applying it to the exact type of women who are going to fail that test because you're going through a dating app. We're not like dating apps don't like appeal to everyone. Women who listen, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. The women who are operating at a higher tier do not use dating apps.
Right.
They do not use dating apps. I'm telling you, absolutely. Maybe if they, get a little bit older and, 40 and beyond, they may dip their toe in. The higher tiers, man, I can't explain to you the amount of women I've met and I've talked about dating apps. They're like, yeah, I wouldn't use that. They don't need to. The ones who have like the most social, the more vibrant social lives, they got a strong sense of self. They know what they got going on, right? They're not using those apps, bro. And if they do, it's very short term. Like there are quality women on dating apps, and I'm not saying women on dating apps are low quality. It's not a quality question. It's more so of like you'll see a significant degree of attachment issues on dating apps and a higher degree of women who lack a sense of self on dating apps. So that's where like the 50-50 conversations and stuff like that come in. That's a lack of sense of self. A lot of women who use those social media talking points, they don't know themselves, so they default to what they think they're supposed to say.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying? You're not really talking to her. You're talking to what she thinks she's supposed to say in an attempt to impress other women. She says things in order to get this reaction from the invisible audience. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so she only knows she is. So that's the main problem that you're running into. If you're vetting for quality and you're seeking it in the exact place you won't find it.
Right. Okay, and let's just say if it's not a dating app, let's just say I go to a static environment and I meet a quality woman, but still, I guess something is off in what she says or how she maneuvers, or maybe she says or does something and I kind of overanalyze it because I've seen it play out a certain way before, and I know everyone's different and stuff like that, or I would allow it to play out and it still proves me wrong. So
right,
am I being too am I overanalyzing too much?
A little bit. It's coming from a real place though, and it's coming from actual observation.
Yeah.
Right. There's a couple of things going on. It could be an avoidance strategy to protect yourself from getting hurt, but I don't think it's really an avoidance strategy because you said that you've given it a chance at times against your better judgment, and it plays out the way that you thought it would.
Yeah.
So what you have to do is separate signal from noise. What I mean by that is know when a woman is telling you something where it's like, okay, I should pay attention to that, and know when it's like that's noise. That's not an important thing. So I'll give you an example. A celebrity crush.
Yeah.
A woman can say she has a celebrity crush and she doesn't really have a celebrity crush. She's just framing it that way because that's what makes sense to her. She's saying, oh, I find Michael B. Jordan to be attractive. She's not saying I lose my shit if I were to see Michael B. Jordan right now, or I'm going to actively seek out Michael B. Jordan, right? A woman can say she has a celebrity crush. Two women can say they have a celebrity crush on Michael B. Jordan. One woman would seek out his attention, and the other woman is just like, oh, I just like seeing him in movies. You see what I'm saying? The latter isn't a problem. The former is. Right? So you have to start leaning a bit more into discernment. Also, when it comes to historical situations, like just their past, what you're looking for is not necessarily the past. You're looking for, did they integrate the experience and what is their trajectory? Focus on where they're headed more than you focus on where they've been. And also you want to look at whether or not they've integrated whatever experience, right? So keep the same discernment that you currently have. You just have to deepen it a bit because right now you're still in a phase where you're having a hard time separating signal from noise, right? But you're not so far off that you're making false predictions. Like you telling me, especially if you're a man of faith, dealing with a woman who's an atheist and who is bi, probably is going to go against your values. Well, absolutely is going to go against your values. So yeah, you were right to cut that off. Celebrity crush, even the 50-50, she could be just saying that because that's what she thinks she's supposed to say. But again, you change the type of women you date and the pool that you date in, you won't even have those type of conversations.
Right. Okay, and I guess my question to the signal and noise part. So I understand what you mean by that. Mm-hmm. But I'm the type of person, because I like to be very thorough in a way and understand. I really like to comprehend and understand. So, for instance, I guess the celebrity crush. Let's just say Michael Jordan. I like to watch him, stuff like that. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not what they call it, insecure or nothing like that. But I'll pose it further because I like that extensive understanding and thinking. So I'm just like, okay, like let's just say Michael B. Jordan came here or you came there or just weird, just questions like that. Like how would you react? Blah blah blah.
You don't have to. You don't have to go that. You don't have to go that deep into it. You have to go.
Okay.
Like, what you're looking for is a cluster of red flags. So what is upstream from a celebrity crush? Immaturity.
Yeah.
Upstream from a celebrity, a grown woman who genuinely has a celebrity crush, like a genuine, not just saying that, not just what I find her to be attractive, but like a crush, is immature because she doesn't know that person, she doesn't know them, right? So she's not even mature enough to understand that like you just see someone you're attracted to, and how can you possibly have a crush on someone you don't even know? Right?
Yeah.
Like that. Like, how can you possibly like someone to that degree that you don't even know? Right? That's just genuine immaturity. Now, if she's immature, then that immaturity is going to show up in other areas. Immaturity isn't isolated. It's expansive. It's in all areas of life. So you don't have to do a deep dive in like the celebrity crush. It's like, okay, well, if she's showing you that she's mature in other ways, y'all having conversations, you get the vibe that she's mature, and immaturity is needed for her to have that type of celebrity crush, then it's not a problem. And also, if you see women respond in the comments, hyper fixating on the celebrity crush thing, they're letting you know that they're probably the exact woman that you're talking about.
I'm seeing like
hit
it
dog.
was an example. Jeez.
Listen, a hit dog is going to holler. A hit dog is going to holler every single time. So, yes. Like, men have the same thing. There's celebrities that we find to be attractive, but if I see Rihanna, I'm not screaming.
Exactly.
I'm not chasing after her. I'm not DMing her happy fucking birthday.
Yeah.
Thinking that she's gonna respond to my happy birthday. That's someone with an issue. That is the immaturity that I'm talking about. Not, I just find him to be attractive. No, that's not a problem. I know people who won't tell you happy birthday and then they'll be under Chris Brown's purse talking about happy birthday. That's some weird shit. That's the person who didn't tell their mama happy birthday, but Chris Brown, they like, happy birthday. You go to people's pages and they have like celebrities posted all through their pages. That's the weirdo shit we're talking about. That's what you're trying to avoid. Not just someone who is like, I find this guy to be attractive. That's not a problem. That's not a problem at all.
No. Okay, so yeah, I get that. Yeah.
But do you see how we're trying to find the character trait that leads to the problem? And then if we identify the character trait, then that character trait is going to show up in other domains.
Exactly.
That's how you want to think about it. The way you're thinking about it is you're going too deep into this specific thing because you're misidentifying what the actual problem is. It's not the celebrity, it's the immaturity that leads to that.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Okay. So I guess I just because they tear me up in the comments. It's not necessarily that example. It's just the leading up to it. I just want to see where their mind is and how they think. So I guess my last question with the signal and noise. So I understand. Don't go too deep into it, but so how can I maneuver it in a way to where like that's what I'm saying. I don't know if I'm overthinking. Because sometimes when you're talking to women and they try to answer you something, they answer so vague and so general. So like,
you're overthinking because like, what does your overthinking come from? What is like the big bag whoop that you're trying to avoid?
Man, somebody that's hopefully somebody that's emotionally mature, like respectful, loyal, just the basic.
No, what I'm asking you is, what are you trying to avoid?
Avoid?
Yeah, you got pain motivating.
That. Like,
okay. So if you do date someone like that, what's the worst that's going to happen? You're making it, but you're already wasting your time.
Yeah, true.
Right? Same thing I tell women who go in like with this super like compatibility focus. Like, you're already wasting time because like you become a buzzkill if like you go too deep into these issues and it's a turnoff. Right? So ultimately, if someone's not going to be a good fit, you're going to find it.
I think Fever hit on now, but maybe I'm trying to avoid somebody toxic. That's probably what it was.
Yeah, but even if that's the case, you'll pick up on it.
Yeah.
You don't have to do all this super analyzing. You're just going to notice it. You're just going to notice it. You're going to notice it outside of a conversation. It'd be just something, how she responds to something you say or a boundary that you set. I just made a video talking about like how a woman responds to like small disappointments tells you everything you need to know, or most of what you need to know, right? So you're trying to get clarity as soon as possible because you're trying to avoid wasting your time.
Yeah.
But you've already been effectively wasting your time. Just enjoy the experience. You're not going to optimize your way to finding the person who's the best fit. You can't. This is dating is a stochastic system. It's not a meritocracy. It's not something you can optimize it to a degree, but beyond that, it's more divine providence. Like, it's just when it happens, it happens. You have to surrender to the process more.
Yeah.
There are people who are too control oriented. On one side of the spectrum, there's people who are too like lackadaisical. They don't try to do anything, right? They just go with the flow a little bit too much. You're on the side of control. So a life lesson that you have to learn, this is why I coach. People think I coach to try to help men like do better with women. No, I help them become better men. I just use dating to facilitate that process. I already can tell you that you are someone who likes a lot of control. You micromanage life in general because you're micromanaging this process. Lesson that you have to learn upstream. The upstream lesson you have to learn that's creating the downstream effects of you hyperfixating on the situation is you have to learn to let go a bit more. Say yes to life. Enjoy what life brings you. Even if a woman is going to be fundamentally incompatible with you, you can still enjoy her for a couple of days. Maybe date 3, you find out something where it's like, okay, that tells me we're incompatible, but I did enjoy you for the first 2. I just learned on the 3rd one that we're not going to work long term, so then I'll leave the connection. You're depriving yourself of life because you're too fixated on the goal.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's the macro lesson that you have to internalize. That's what you're going to have to practice, is just enjoy the moment. And when you're supposed to you're smart enough, trust yourself. When you're supposed to see something that's going to let you know you're not the right fit, you'll find it without looking for it.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, man. I appreciate that.
No problem, brother. Best luck to you.
I appreciate it. Bye.
That was a good coachable moment. If y'all need a 1-hour coaching session, y'all want to see what it looks like to go deeper on these subjects beyond a 10-minute conversation. You want the 1-hour coaching session that comes with 2 weeks of DM support. You can hit this button at the bottom of the screen, the arrow inside of the dialog box. Shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation. And if I can help, I'll send you a link where you can book your call. For people who've already booked their call and who we've already had a conversation, you can also book your 30-minute additional sessions. It's half the price you pay for the hour consultation. You book as many as those as you want, but you got to go through the hour-long coaching call before you can book 30-minute ones. You see how people's problems aren't really what they think it is? He thought he was having a betting issue. And yeah, there were some things to address there, but it wasn't really a betting issue, was it? It was more of how he was orienting himself towards life in general. That was the issue. That's the upstream problem. Once he fixes that, the rest of these things kind of fall into place. Hello. Caesar, are you there? All right, let's keep it moving. Hello? Hello? All right. Let's keep it going, keep it going. Yo.
Yo, what's going on?
What's up, Chief?
I just, I don't know, not really a question, but I just had a comment on what you said about enjoying the experience.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a real big thing right now because to me personally, it seems like guys, at least, they're too busy, or they're always like on. They feel like a conversation with a woman should always consist of you trying to get at that.
Right.
I think they forgot about casual conversation.
Okay.
They don't really know how to have a casual conversation. Maybe not just with women, but like in general. Because I've been seeing some people they go into lives and they're like, "How do I talk to a girl? How do I talk to a girl?" And it's like, that question is wild to me. It's like, how do I talk to someone? Like,
Right.
how do I approach someone? It's like, but it's like, I don't know if they lost it because of like the whole COVID thing, or they're just that socially awkward and stuff. But
Right.
it's what it is. I think they're not enjoying the experience. They're not just having casual like links. They don't have casual connections. They don't know
Right.
how to just have anything casual. They feel like they always got to be on. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, there's definitely a performative nature to it, but it's really multi-faceted. There's multiple variables to consider, right? Like, there are some guys who, yeah, they view engaging with women as optimizing towards a specific goal.
Yeah.
You're essentially saying not to have a goal in mind, just engage just because we're both people. Something comes from that, nice, but like you don't have to always go in it with a mission, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You don't always have to go in that hard. Like,
Right,
you gotta
right.
relax.
But there's another aspect to it too that is not applicable to all guys, but it's applicable to a lot of them. And what that is guys who are beneath a certain look threshold are fundamentally invisible to women. I saw a video of a mutual of mine. Her name is Dana Dane. She was referencing another creator's video where she talks to women, and one of the women were like saying, "Where are all the men at?" That's what they were saying. Where are all the men at? And she told them to go out and just count the amount of men they see. Just every man they see, just make sure they count it and track it. And what they realized was they actually saw a lot of men every day than they thought. And the reason for them not realizing they actually saw that many men was they only noticed the men they were attracted to.
Oh, okay.
The men,
that makes
the men
sense.
who they
Makes
weren't
sense.
attracted to were fundamentally invisible. And women have the same thing. Women who don't meet a certain looks threshold, to us men, they might as well be invisible.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah, you can apply that to pretty much anything, because you tend to block out what you're not interested
Exactly.
in.
So
Makes
those
sense.
guys haven't
Makes
really like if you're a guy who's somewhat attractive, women notice you, they're open to engaging you, so you get to practice having casual conversations
Yeah.
because they're open to
most
it.
definitely.
These guys who are invisible, they never got that opportunity. The woman just never gave them any time of day, so it's like they don't have that basic skill set.
I can see how that. Yeah, I can see where you're tying that into. But I guess it's just like nature, like human being nature. Like most people, I would say they want to interact with someone. They want to have that sort of experience of talking to someone. And that's where you kind of got to develop the whole like what is that called? Small talk type thing, And I mean, most people make fun of it nowadays. They're like, "Oh, like you really just want to ask me about the weather?" It's like,
Right.
it's honestly just something to do when I'm waiting in line. But some people don't even know how to do that.
Right.
They're like, "I don't know what to talk. I don't know what to say." It's like, literally just say anything.
Just
like,
say anything.
They have a red basket. Be like, "Yo, that red basket is nice."
100%. Yeah.
That's all it takes.
I tell people just the easiest way into a conversation is just speak towards a shared experience. If it's a long line, like this line long as shit, ain't it?
Yeah.
Right? That's it. That's all you got to do. Small talk is just a way for you to start the conversation. We don't have to stay there. People think you have to stay there. It's like, no, you can actually go deeper if you want. It's just the entryway into a connection.
Like I'm always very interested to see like how one of these guys will react. They come in sometimes and they're like, "Oh, marry me. Oh, I want to do this. I want to take you out here. I want to see just once where like a creator or someone doing their live, they take them up on that. They'll be like, oh, "Okay, cool. Like, you want to marry me? Let's get married then." I want to see just what they'll do after that, because I don't think they've ever gotten that far. I think they're so like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go in there and ask this question and it's gonna be funny, this and that." But if someone would really take them on,
They probably would block them.
freeze up.
So like call their bluff. Yeah, they would probably just block them immediately and then keep it moving.
For real, yeah. They probably would.
But I appreciate the conversation, brother. I gotta keep it going. I got a line going,
Hey, go
but
ahead, man.
appreciate you, big
your
dog.
time.
Good dude, man. All right, Alicia's back. Alicia, are you there? Because you're muted. Alicia, going once. Going twice. All right. Songo, what's
Hey,
going
what's
on?
up, bro?
What's
Hi.
happening, bro?
Yeah, so I think this one is this is an update, right? I think
Okay.
we last spoke. Was it yesterday or yesterday but one?
I think it was yesterday.
It was yesterday. So this is an update.
Okay.
I happened to go to the club, right? So listen. So I go to the club and
Okay.
when I go to the club, I noticed someone and I'm like, okay, this guy looks familiar, and I realized he was my ex's ex before me, right?
Hmm.
So I decide, let me just go and say hi. So I go to say hi, and the guy, cause we know each other, he was a bit worried. I'm like, yo, bro, I have no beef. I've just come to say hi. So when we were talking, you can remember I told you she had reached out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as we talk, we realized she was talking to both of us.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I think that like put a lot of things in perspective. And what I realized is, and I hope maybe this can help someone else on the live, right? Because also yesterday, before I went out, I met someone else who had a similar issue and dealing with an ex. And for me, it was so clear. I'm like, no, bro, don't even talk. He's like, no, but I'm like, don't even. And I was like, wait a minute. This is the same thing I was being told. Yeah, so I just wanted to give you that update of what happened. Yeah.
My man.
And
So yeah.
why your platform is so powerful, I'll tell you, is because sometimes when we are so close to the issue, we don't. It's hard for us to be removed from it. But you come here, you see, okay, maybe Songa's story, you see Kiana's story, you see maybe Cece's story. With time, you know, you start to realize, wait a minute, because I think for me, the one thing I was thinking, for a lot of people, you can think, no, wait, my situation is different. No, but her, she's different. But him, she's different. So
Right.
I just wanted to give you that update.
Yeah, that actually does help a lot of people when it's like they may be too close to their situation, but then somebody calls in and they have a very similar thing, similar dynamic, and they're like, oh, it's like you Trojan horse the solution into that person's mind, right? Without directly talking about their issues. So yeah, I'm with you, man. But I'm glad that you got even more damaging information about that. So hopefully that serves the function of keeping you away.
I'm not gonna lie though. What we did, we took a selfie and sent it to her though.
See?
We saw the timelines were because we took out the WhatsApp when the timelines were, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're still tethered though, brother. Even the need to send the selfie is showing that you're still tethered. You're still connected. Right? So you got some more work to do, but like you want to not put any, and even the desire to go talk to her ex, like you got to stop putting any energy into that connection. That includes talking about her. So you have to you want a plant to die, you have to stop watering it. And you're watering it with your attention. You got to stop giving it your attention and your energy. That's how you fully let it die.
Yes.
Okay?
True.
All right, brother. Till next time, man. We're going to get Songo right. We're going to get him right. Right. Who else we got? See if Jennifer connects. True death is silent and peaceful. Word. What does that mean, Danny? I said word, but I don't know. What does it being silent and death and peaceful mean? What makes something a true death? Okay, I don't think Jennifer's going to connect, so we'll go ahead and drop this. Move on to the next caller. Right, just out here agreeing and stuff. Adam, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's good, man?
Chilling. What can I do for you?
Hey, man, I was just looking for some advice, boy.
All right, what's going on?
You know, I met this girl, she like 30 years younger than me, and, I don't know, it's just like, it's kind of, what do you think about the age difference? You think it's, it's cool?
What? Felt like it was going to be a troll, Hannah, but I was going to get a little bit more details first. But I get it. Caller obviously wasn't 30. Cece, you mean to come up? Cece.
Hey, Coach.
What's happening?
I have a question.
You got a question?
Is it too soon?
Is it about Usher?
Man, I swear, I might have to put a credit card in my son's name. I've seen those things for the parents. Like, somebody need to get me these tickets. What's up with the pots? What pots?
What's going on?
No, so, somebody went into my DMs on IG, right?
Mm-hmm.
We used to talk a couple years ago.
Okay.
From Hinge.
Okay.
Back in the day.
Right.
But yeah, so is it still too soon to entertain someone else?
How long has it been?
It's been a couple weeks. It was like what was the breakup? Like the end of March.
I mean,
he reached out to me, so I'm minding my business.
He reached out to you, but you're also posting a lot. He didn't just DM you out the blue. When y'all do this thing, y'all break up with people.
Not on my IG.
Y'all
Not on my IG.
He probably follows you on Twitter or TikTok as well. Y'all post, everybody knows, all guys know to play. When she breaks up, she's gonna start posting more. She's gonna post in that story. She's gonna post different things she was posting before to signal that she's single, and then people gonna come out the woodwork, right? Like, we all know what that is, all right? Every guy on the planet knows what that is. That's why we always time reaching out to y'all when y'all are single. It's not a magical thing. It's like y'all are sending the signal out. It's the same idea of like smiling at someone in the club, and that's like a signal for them to come and approach.
I don't think my posts have been. Well, no, I would
they've been different than what you normally post. All we need is a difference. All we need is some sort of difference.
A TikTok I post more, but IG I don't.
I know.
IG I only have like I think 40 posts, and I think the other one I just did was like me like Laker game, and then the other one was like I think, and he liked some old stuff that I had like that's been up there for a minute.
Does he follow you on TikTok?
No.
How do you know?
Because when we had started talking, we went from Hinge to IG to phone numbers. Yeah. So if he
has your phone number,
I didn't have my TikTok at that time.
Gotcha. If he has your phone number, he has TikTok. He definitely has seen what you post. But be that as it may, is it too soon? I would say yes. The real question is, what is the urgency that you have to get back out there?
It's not urgency. It's just he messaged me, so I was like, oh, okay. Like I said, I've been minding my business. So I don't know. Yeah. I'm not going after nobody. I'm not. I'm not sliding nobody's DMs.
I get it.
But
I get it. All right. I mean, like you can date. You can
block him.
Gotcha.
And I stopped talking to him.
You can date somebody. There's nothing wrong with dating somebody. All I'm saying is like, make sure you fully process the connection. Like people have to understand it's another person.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's another person. You're dealing with another person with their own dreams, their own aspirations, their own heart. What we do is we use other people for our own selfish gain, both men and women. A woman may use a man because she's bored, not understanding that he might be looking for his wife. You're just bored, right? So it's like, yeah, let's try not to use people in that way. That's just not a good heart posture to come from. So Yeah, you can date someone if you want, but like if you're asking me, have you fully processed the last relationship? Not after 2 weeks. No, you haven't. No, no, no. You haven't. No,
Okay.
you haven't.
It's more like anxious kind of coming out.
Yeah, it's you don't want to be without some sort of romantic connection, right? Again, it's external supply. It's stage one shit, right? Stage one, stage two. Is okay. Me being by myself, I can't. I don't feel good enough. So now I need somebody else to desire me so that I feel good. Right? That's the function that a rebound serves is getting that external supply or being a way to bypass the grief that you don't want to experience from the previous connection. Those are the two functions that it serves: to get additional external supply or to prevent you feeling grief from the previous relationship ending.
Okay.
So whatever one that is, you gotta deal with it. If it's this external supply thing, well then you gotta find a way to pour into your life a bit more so you fill your own cup up internally. If it's the grief thing, then you need to feel the grief and be sad for a little bit.
I feel like I did that. I feel
Okay.
like I did that.
Okay.
And then I think too because like I said I've been going out with family and friends. And that's why I feel like I have been filling that space up. Like I said, I've been reading my book. I'm
Okay.
working out even more, double
Okay.
time.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm a little bit better
Okay.
than obviously last week. So that's where I was just like, okay, I've been chilling. Have not done anything, so far. But that's why I was just like looking at like when he messaged me, it was like so out of the blue. I was like, whoa, like we've been following each other this whole time, whatever.
It's also only been 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You described this like it was a much longer timeline. It was 2 weeks, 14 days. It's been 14 days. And you're like, I've been doing, yeah, but it's 14 days though.
Yeah.
How does this sound? How does it sound as a caller? I broke with my boyfriend and I met this new guy 14 days later. Could he be the one? Does that sound like a narrative that plays
But
out?
he's not a total stranger.
Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
Doesn't mean anything. You can do what you want. I'm just clarifying it for you.
No, you're giving me a different perspective that I need to, see.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Okay. So no more message. I don't want to block him, but we didn't end on bad terms or anything. So
You don't gotta block him. I mean, but you can always reach out to him a little bit later.
yeah. Okay. Okay, I'll be right there. Okay. All right. I'll sit with this. Thank you
No problem, CC.
for making my life so single and slow.
What am I gonna do with y'all, man?
I will be posting that I'm at the Usher and Chris Brown concert at the end of the summer. So that's the real goal anyway.
There you go. Focus on that. That's what you need to focus on. Like enjoying your life right now.
Oh man. His stats are just so good though, coach. Okay, I'm done. All right, I'm done. I'm
All
done.
right.
I'm done.
All right. All right,
I'm
CC.
done. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right.
CC is in heat, apparently. Apparently, she is in heat and trying to get out there. All right, let me see. Coach, what are the signs of an anxious attachment person turn to an avoidant attachment? You don't turn into an avoidant. You pretend to be an avoidant even though you're still anxious. So you start behaving like an avoidant to protect yourself, but you're still anxious underneath. But no, you don't go from anxious, preoccupied to avoidantly attached. No, it doesn't work. Like avoidant people don't feel a lot. That's part of their problem. For an avoidant person to heal, part of it is going to be like, oh, I need to feel more. Anxious people feel arguably too much. So how can you go from feeling too much to being incapable of feeling? It doesn't work that way, right? So you definitely don't go from one style to the other. You can remain an anxious person, but start behaving like an avoidant in an attempt to protect yourself, but you're still anxious underneath. You said, what are signs that somebody is doing that? There's too much to go into, but an avoidant is going to behave like an avoidant once you become significant to them. An anxious person who is behaving like an avoidant is going to kind of give those avoidant tales earlier in the connection. They have different fears and different underlying motivations. So the way the behavior manifests is going to be slightly different, and the biggest tell is going to be timing. People will ask like, oh, is this person avoidant because they ghosted me after our first date? No, they're not avoidant because you're not important to them yet. It's the first date. They don't care about you. Avoidant people are only avoidant towards the people who they care about, people who are a threat. If you aren't close enough to them to be a threat, they are not being avoidant with you. They probably just don't like you like that. Is avoidant the same thing as being emotionally unavailable? Avoidants are pretty much fundamentally emotionally unavailable to themselves, actually, because their emotions are not even available to themselves. But you can also be emotionally unavailable and not be an avoidant. Like the guy whose father just got pancreatic or prostate cancer is emotionally unavailable right now. This is too much for my brain. So it's threatening technically if you're close. Yes, it's threatening if you're close to them because they fear losing their independence and autonomy and people to place expectations on them, right? They also feel like you're just going to leave them anyway, so because they're not good enough. So they might as well go ahead and leave first. Do you think love is real? Yes, love is real. Sure. Sure thing. Let me see here. Does that relate to fear of commitment? Yeah. But just because someone has a fear of commitment doesn't mean they're avoidant. We get too caught up on the labels. I know people want to like have certainty and understanding, but like they get too caught up on the labels. Okay? You know when someone is avoidant or anxious doesn't really help you much. It just gives you a clearer way to describe what happened. But how does that help you? The amount of times people ask me, is this person avoidant? I'm like, why do you care if they're avoidant? They ghosted you. If I told you yes, now what? It doesn't change your situation. You're still ghosted. So why do you care what label to slap on it? Why are you not just moving on? Only thing you should be focused on is whether or not you are in alignment with the person. If you're out of alignment with the person, then you just move on. So, oh, this relationship isn't going to work based on the signs you're showing. Cool, I would move on. There's no need to be like, well, why won't this relationship work? Is it because they're avoidant or they have this childhood trauma? They have a mother wound, a father wound? I'm not gonna lie, this guy who dad had cancer showed me he was in love within that 4 week period. Are you the same one that called in about that situation? Beloved, you're not in love with anyone in 4 weeks. You're not in love with someone within 4 weeks. What are we talking about? That's a red flag if someone is in love with you in 4 weeks. That's high school shit. And if you were in love with him within 4 weeks, you got some work to do on yourself. 4 weeks? Come on, man. You gotta let that go. You gotta let that go. You got to let that go. I can see you laughing about it, beloved, but like this is a real problem. Like this thing is gonna prevent you from actually being with somebody. Because if you do find a person who's like healthier, you're gonna scare them off with this intensity that you're bringing to connections. Let me see. All right, people, if you have a question pertaining to dating and relationships, you have a problem, you can call in. I will solve your issue. Just request up, or you can drop your question in the chat. Just know that callers get first priority, all right? This is how you breed stalkers. I promise you she's looking to that hospital to see like if the father's actually there. Now, what is his name? We call up there, check on, get a status update, make sure he's actually admitted. As if that changes the situation at all. Had to change your name to the stage one day, and at this point. Do you think you can have love for someone and not be in love with? Do you think you can have love for someone and not be in love in a short period of time? Okay, so Diamond, the question behind your question is, I feel like I'm in love with this guy who I've only been seeing for a short period of time. But what you just described makes it seem like that's not true. So how do I explain this feeling? Am I close? Let me know if I'm close in the chat. Diamond specifically. Come on, Diamond. I'm waiting for it. I'm not moving on until you respond. I'm just expanding on the last statement. Okay, so it's not about you. Is that what you're saying? It's not about you? All right, I believe you. I believe you. Wink, wink. No, you can like the person. I'm not in love with anyone, really. So, we were closer than that, Diamond. Really did think we were closer than that. Yeah, you can like somebody. You can like somebody for sure. Being in love with them or having love for them in like a 4-week period, that's a little too fast. That's more of an anxious attachment thing. Remember, that anxiety that they feel, they interpret that as passion. So they feel that anxiety, their body tells them that's passion. They interpret the anxiety as just a strong feeling. And all they know is you're giving me a strong feeling. So they think they feel passionate about the person. What do you think about women shooting their shot? In what way? In what way? Like, describe them shooting their shot. Isaac said, I second this question. How does spark and safety apply to men? Do we also look for spark and safety, or do they look different? Yeah, spark and safety applies to men as well. Like, women give off spark and safety. So a woman who can't emotionally regulate herself. I just had a conversation with a client recently. She might be in the live, where she had an issue with a guy who she was seeing, a new relationship. He kind of offended her by giving her some feedback, which was valid feedback. And she had a knee-jerk reaction where she broke up with him because she was embarrassed. She broke up with him. And then after a few days, she regretted her decision and realized that it was just a knee-jerk reaction. So she tried to get back with him, and he kind of put walls up. We were talking about that in our coaching call. Actually, we got her in a position to where now he's starting to chase a little bit. So again, if y'all want that 1 hour coaching call, Your situation might be cooked. It's very possible. I'm going to give you your best odds of success. So, there's a couple of women who were chasing, and now we got them in a position to where like the man is starting to lean in a bit more. Can't always make that happen, but we can certainly stop the bleeding. Okay? So if you want 1 hour coaching call, man or woman, hit this button at the bottom of the screen, the arrow inside the dialog box, send me a message. I'll ask more about your information, your situation. If I can help you, I'll send you a link to book your call. Okay? So that woman who broke up with that man and tried to get back with him, he denied her because she effectively decreased safety. Her breaking up with him that quickly made him question the connection. He's like, well, I don't really feel safe opening up to somebody who is going to... Remember, safety is about like, am I okay to be vulnerable here? Am I okay to cultivate intimacy with you? Am I okay to let my walls down? So anything that will signal that you're not okay letting your walls down is you effectively decreasing safety. So her breaking up with him over something that he perceived to be not a big deal signaled to him that she could leave at any time. So now he's like, well, I don't feel safe opening up to you or being vulnerable with you or being in a relationship with you if you can just leave at the drop of a hat. Okay? So that's like one example of safety that women give men. Another one is if they, hold on one second, HSK. Another one is if they can't emotionally regulate, they can't regulate their nervous system and they make it the man's responsibility, that decreases safety as well, right? Spark for men is going to be like her looking good, her being very expressive, right? Her being somewhat accessible, but not for everybody. You know, those are going to be some traits to give off spark to men. She can be playful with him. She can playfully challenge him a bit. Those give off sparks. There's more on each side of the spectrum. There's more spark and safety qualities, but that's enough to get you going. So yes, the same thing that I tell men, like most men don't check the box of both spark and safety. The same thing is true for women. Most women do not give both spark and safety. So I know women always want to rejoice when I say most men don't check both boxes. They're like, hell yeah, they don't. I'm like, wait a second. Most women don't either. Most women do not check both spark and safety either. You'll get women who just give a lot of spark, and you'll have women who give just a lot of safety. It's like the Madonna whore dichotomy, right? We talked about before. Like the spark heavy person is like the 304, right? Safety heavy person, woman, is going to be the Madonna. You're looking for integration of both sides, ideally. Okay? All right, HSK, what's going on? HSK, you're muted, by the way. Going once. Going twice.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on, Gabe?
You gave me some advice earlier.
Gabe, come back, but your audio is kind of like, it's really loud. Gabe, are you there?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay. What's up?
Yeah, so like, you gave me some advice like 3 weeks ago. And I took that advice, you know, talking with more energy, having, you know, pre-selection, and, you know, just taking care of myself and presenting myself the way I wanted to be presented. And today, I met the girl that I've been talking to for a while, and I started talking to her, and she actually wanted to go out and get food with me. I was like, I brought it up as like a suggestion, and I said, you know, I'm Haitian and I would love to take you out for some food. And she said, I would love that.
Right.
So I was like, oh. And I've been going to the gym for like 3 weeks, so like I don't know if it's placebo or.
Right.
So I just want to thank you for everything, man.
Absolutely, bro. It's just the game's just begun, man. Once you get a taste of this idea that, hold on one second. Just muting you for a second. There's a lot of background noise. But once you get a taste of seeing how much agency you really have, that if you work on improving yourself, you can actually make change to your life, it becomes addictive. So kudos for you, man, for applying everything that we talked about, taking it seriously, and then immediately getting results. It's all you, brother. All right? I'm muting you now.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Absolutely, bro. You take care.
You too.
Again, people, y'all want that strategy, that coaching call. These testimonials are people who just came on the live, not even people who I've talked to for an hour. I was talking to a woman who said that our 1 hour coaching call helped her more than years of therapy. And that was also one of the women who the man is starting to lean into the connection a bit more. So, again, want your coaching call, definitely book it before slots get taken up, all right? Okay, let me see. Janelle dropped. Let's see if she's still here. Hello.
Oh, God.
She didn't mean to come up. The way y'all freak out when y'all come up unintentionally is always hilarious. Now, what other questions we got? What other questions do we have? But they don't mute themselves immediately, Eva. They always say something. There's always an audible reaction. It's like, it's some shit like that. And then they mute and disappear. I think them disappearing is them just closing the app. They don't know what button to press to get out of the live, out of the panel. So they just close the app. And then close their eyes and cover their ears and shit, hoping that it just goes away. All right, people, what other questions do we have? That would be my reaction because I'm so shy. I get it. I get it. What's up, Artie? Artie Zone. Get in the zone, Artie Zone. How do you detach when you and your connection is not in alignment? How do you detach? So you're dating somebody, but you're out of alignment. So you've noticed that they're not going to work out. And you're like, how do I leave the connection? Well, first step is have you effectively ended things with them? Hoping there's no ghosting going on. So have you like shot that text message, had that conversation? So the person doesn't want a relationship and you do. Okay. Got you. Have you ended the relationship though? Like have you ended the connection? I'm curious. Or I need to know to answer the question. So we agree to end. Well, yeah, you have to end it first. That's how you detach. First step of detachment is you have to like actually end it. Let's say, oh, we're not aligned, but I wish you the best, yada yada yada. So you got to end it, and then from there, remove all your energy from the situation. No more, checking their social media, talking to them, hanging out with them, all that kind of good stuff. You got to just move on. How do you know when to truly give someone a second chance? It's a case-by-case basis. What did they do? Are you Muslim? I had a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit this morning. Not even more than 2 hours ago. So You said what I needed to do. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what you need to do. Just remove your energy from that connection. Who you talking about, Danny? Danny, who you talking about? Hannah, you keep your eels to yourself. Look out of here. Eel to bacon, egg, and cheese? Biscuit? Wowzer. That's crazy. That's wild work. We talking about Bojangles. Put a little bit of that seasoning on that bitch too. Put a little bit of that seasoning up there. They've been really stingy with that seasoning lately. I don't know what's going on with the Bojos near the crib. We need to talk to the manager. Okay. What other questions we got, folks? It's complicated. Well, if it's complicated, you can book your hour call. If it's too complicated for a short live conversation, you can always book your call. We can talk about it there. CJ, did you change your profile pic again? Is this like the Men in Black profile pic? You went from auntie to drugged out to now defending the universe from a extraterrestrial threat. I love the progression. Unpredictable, I would say. Didn't see that coming, but I do like it. You look like my younger brother now, right? I'd be bored. I'm proud of my Puerto Rican Uncle Era, right? All right, people, questions. What kind of questions we got? What kind of questions do we have? Specifically from my stage 1 and stage 2 people. Ask your question again. I didn't see it. I say he looked like Bruno Mars, but I see Men in Black too. Yeah, Bruno Mars in Men in Black. Bruno Mars, help us. The aliens are afterwards. And then he throws a grenade because he's Bruno Mars. He throws the grenade that he caught at the alien and then blows them up. That's how it ends. 24K grenade, right? Can you go over the 4 stages? Nope, Mary, I'm not going over the 4 stages. I need advice on what to do. About what? Can you go deeper in the art of attachment? I thought we already talked about that, love. You just got to do it. It's not something you have to understand and wrap your head around. I can only go deeper on that stuff in a coaching call. I can get y'all to information. And then when you want actual behavioral change, I can more effectively do that in a coaching call. I can't do that on live. We'll have to talk for too long. That'll be my shot. I catch a grenade for you any day. Right. That's how you shoot, man. That's how you do it. Lean into your archetype, baby. Lean into your archetype. Mary God Work asked questions that I didn't speak about. Realized he went through my Facebook. Oh, so he knew shit about you that you didn't reveal and you connected the dots. Yikes. And he's married as well. He said no free milk. Listen, you can definitely get results with the lives and the content for sure. But I really cannot go but so deep in your specific situation. My different options and where to take it, literally, relocating or staying. Okay, you might have to call in, love, because that's not enough details for me. How do you get your girlfriend back if you cheat? It's a tough one, brother. You might not be able to. That depends on the woman. Have you solved the problem of why you cheated first? Because that would be the first problem to solve. Not getting your girlfriend back, but understanding why you did it in the first place. That would be the first problem. Second thing is okay, now how do I potentially get her back? How do you get a session with me? You see this button right here? you find that version of this button at the bottom of the screen. It's an arrow inside of a little square or a dialog box. You hit that, shoot me a DM, and I'll ask you about your situation. And if I can help based on how you describe your situation, I'll shoot you a link where you can book your call. Coach, what do I do if I text a girl I like, but she left you on red? You gotta keep it moving, brother. Gotta keep it moving. How'd you get her number? Did she like give you her number? Come on, Artie. Talk to me. How did you get her number in the first place? Coach reminds me of the let me adjust my 1500 cardio frames guy with the jokes. All right. Artie, are you not going to answer? You're not going to answer the question, brother? I need to know how you got a number. How to deal with a man who don't like calling at all, just texting, but he claims to love the lady. Are y'all in a relationship? We just text each other on Instagram because she seems kind of genuine. Okay, so y'all have had conversations on Instagram. What was the message that you sent her that she didn't respond to? Yes, in a long distance relationship. He doesn't call? How long have you been in a long distance relationship? How long have you been in one? 3 years? All right, it's not looking good. Why 3 years? Why haven't y'all closed the gap? Yeah, long distance isn't like y'all can't be in these long distance relationships that long, man. It's going to fail. Have y'all met each other? Let me also ask that. Have y'all met? I've been studying and I'm about to graduate this December. Okay. Have you met this person in person? If so, how many times? He came once. So y'all met one time in person in the last 3 years? Doesn't work, love. Doesn't work. It's not gonna work. Nope. Nope. Go ahead and shut that down. Shut that down. Not gonna work. Texting definitely my biggest weakness. I hate doing it. Texting is it's a whole nother animal, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Texting is a whole nother animal. As a man, as a woman got it easy. That's why that was my first product. How to Text Like a Man in Demand, the ebook. Link in bio for that, by the way. It comes with a free course called The First Date Protocol. So the book tells you how to text for like dating apps and in-person connections that you got their number. And the First Date Protocol tells you how to be on the date. But texting it's a different skill set. You could be fantastic in person and your text game is like terrible. It is a different skill set and it takes a while to learn because you got to kind of know what you really got to read between the lines on shit. I had a client, I was analyzing the text this woman that he's dating was sending him and telling him how to play it. And I was like, she's definitely likes you, bro. He was like, how do you know? I'm like, well, she calls you sir and she put 13 R's on it. So she likes you. They don't put them extra letters for motherfuckers they don't like. It's very business focused or short and sweet. So you count the R's. How many R's do you see? Like 13? Okay, you're bad at math. Count them again. 16. All right, see? 16 R's on sir. So she likes you, but she's lacking safety. So you got to give her safety in order to proceed. Got to give her safety to proceed. He was in a situation like they dated a few times. She even initiated a date, and they were about to go all the way. And she was like on top of him, making out with him and saying like, "I'm not a slut." Like she was saying that kind of stuff to him, and it confused him. And I'm like, brother, you're internally. She's internally fragmented. So the way that she was engaging you on that date, like making out with you, being very sexual with you, being kind of in heat like CC is, the way that she was engaging you was different from how she sees herself. Which is why she was saying, that's why she was telling you, "I'm not a slut." It's like she was talking to herself, trying to rectify the cognitive dissonance. And afterwards, she kind of took a step back. She said that unprompted. Yeah, she did. So afterwards, she took a step back. He was trying to link again. And then she was like, he was like, "Are we going to celebrate?" And then Shorty was like, he had like an accomplishment or something. And he was like, "Yo, we trying to link up to celebrate?" And she was like, "I don't know, are we?" And then he was like, "Yeah, all we need is like a bottle, yada, yada, yada." And then she was like, laughing my ass off, "What do you want from me?" That's what she asked, "What do you want from me?" And then he asked me like, "What does this mean?" And he responded to that by saying something to the effect of, "I was trying to vibe and chill, have a good time, right?" And then she was like, "Oh, so you're trying to be my bestie?" And after that, she said, "Sir, I mean in general, right?" So I'm like, what happened was she told him when they were making out, like she hadn't shaved, so they can't go all the way, right? This was after she was saying, "I'm not a 304. So I'm like, all right, that tells me that she now knows if she gets around you, y'all gonna do the do. Because if she just planned for it, she would have been shaved already. So she now realized that being around you turns her on so much that like y'all are going to do the do if she gets around you isolated. So now being around you is a threat. So what she's trying to know now is what your intentions are. In other words, she needs safety. She needs more safety now. She wants to know like, okay, I'm probably going to sleep with you if we link up again, but I don't want to link up again until I know what you want. I'd be thinking not shaving is just an excuse not to do anything. It can be an excuse not to do anything, but they were, it depends on the context, right? They were like really going for it, Brad. Like they were grabbing each other's private parts. Like that ain't somebody who's just using it as an excuse. Someone using it as an excuse is like you're making a move on her trying to escalate, and then she tells you I haven't shaved. Okay, that may be an excuse. Her being on top of him saying I'm not a slut, and then like y'all both like really getting handsy, I think she's being honest. Right? So now she knows, okay, I'm going to sleep with you if we get to get around each other again. So now I need to know what your intentions are, because I don't want to be a hit it or quit it type. So what do you want from me? Right? That's where we are in the connection. She's confused. She wants it, but she doesn't. Right. But she will feel better about it if she thinks that he's like serious. To which I told him, if you aren't serious, the best move is to just tell her that you don't want any relationship. And she may not engage you after that, but at least you're clean from like conscious, like your conscience is clean. Right? But see how you can like kind of look at this and be like, oh, safety is needed, spark is needed. Oh, she's asking this because safety is too low, so I need more safety here, right? You gotta read between the lines with this shit. You gotta read between the lines. And that's like a tame example. I've seen like super complicated examples where I gotta really take a limitless pill and unlock the full potential of my cognition. Because some shit is like, whoa, what is going on here? I would say no. Some men like bushes, just keep it clean and trim and neat. Oh yeah, shaving is not a big deal. Only problem with shaving is like sometimes it can trap odor and shit like that. Like if you have a lot of hair traps odor. It can, so you gotta be mindful of it. I know you care if they really want you. Yeah, they really want you. They really don't care. To a point though. I told y'all, if it's looking like roll bounce down there, if we looking like I'm watching Soul Train. You pull them panties off and you see a pair of skates attached to the bush. Are those skates? Beloved, do you got rollerblades attached to your bush? What's going on? What is happening? So there's a limit. You got Bow Wow in your panties? You can't pet the cat like you're petting the beard right now. Right. All right. It's a different methodology. But yeah, so we got him in a good place. Hopefully, he shot a text off. We're going to see how Shorty responds. And with his 2 weeks of DM support, we're walking him through the situation. It's the benefit of the 1 hour coaching call, people. It's the benefit of the 1 hour coaching call. It's that DM support that really helps. The 1 hour coaching call gives you that clarity, gives you a plan. The 2 week DM support is how you can adjust based on the feedback. You can adjust, right? And then the 30-minute sessions afterwards also help to go deeper. But who doesn't like looking like a newborn baby bald? Right. That's what I prefer, to be honest with you. But teach his own. I feel like I do better coaching via messages, to be honest. You do. When I looked at your messages, Danny, in Telegram, you need time to, you're better with the written word than the spoken word. That's why I told you, don't try to be me in this way. Don't try to go live. You would coach, like I can't do what you do. I don't have the gift of writing coherently enough. I'm much better speaking in real time. You gotta like productize yourself. Danny, he's effectively a coach. I have a Telegram group for guys. All my male clients get access to the Telegram group, and people who purchase my course, guys who purchase my course, get access to the Telegram group for ongoing support. And Danny answers a lot of questions in that group. He does a really good job coaching the guys. Does a really good job. What's considered moving too fast sexually with a guy? It depends on your own preferences. It just depends on your own preferences. Men operate differently. Some men, if you sleep with them the first night, they're like, well, that was too easy. Other men look at it as a positive. Oh, she's not weird about smets, right? It depends on the guy. So for you, I would focus less on trying to adjust yourself to what men want and more so just live the way that you want to live. And that is a filtering mechanism. What about the 4 dates? 4 dates is fine. 4 dates is fine. A little too many for a guy like me, but 4 dates is great. Okay. I heard the faster she sleeps with you, the more she likes you. She can sleep with you and not really like you at all. She's just horny. Smash from body count, just find someone on the same page. Right. Right. 4 dates until it's mess. Yeah, I think that's what they were saying. People do ask, but don't really even need to talk about that. Other things are better. What do you mean, Isaac? 4 dates is too many? Hold up. I'm confused. No, I was joking about how I move. But no, it's not. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. You should do what you're comfortable with, not adjust. Because the man for you is probably going to be a man who's okay with that. Within reason. We start saying like 90-day rules, now we're getting in goofy territory. If you're going to do 90 days, you might as well be abstained until marriage or some shit. 90 days is a long time, for one. Just saw a video, men only act right for the one they actually want to be with. I mean, there's truth to that. There's truth to that. I heard that they judge you and don't take you seriously if it's too quick. It depends on the guy. It's not, we're not a monolith, just like women aren't a monolith. There's women who are different, there's men who are different. But yeah, there are men who will not take you seriously if like you sleep with them the first night. I don't discuss my intimacy timeline with men. It happens when I'm ready. Yeah, I don't even know how we're even like having that clarity. You know what I mean? Is this a conversation y'all are having with people? I don't think I've ever asked a question like that. Why do I feel like I never know what to say around men? Probably just anxious, in your head too much. You gotta live in the moment a bit more. Most women will judge themselves for sleeping with a man too soon. Yeah, it's depends on their upbringing and conditioning and beliefs, like religious beliefs. I just say I'm not ready yet. Okay. How can she move on so quickly with a 4-year relationship? Because a lot of women break up with you mentally before they actually leave you in real life. The guy that she moved in with she was likely cheating, brother. If she moved in with him, she was cheating. So you'll see a woman who like breaks up with you and then you'll see she's dealing with another guy. That don't mean she was cheating. She was emotionally cheating. Even when that happened, she was talking to him. She was talking to him. She breaks up with you within a week, she's dating another dude, right? Like, she was talking to buddy. She set the stage. They call that monkey branching. But like, I won't leave you until I have a safe place to land. Very needy women do that. Immature women do that. They have to have somebody, right? Also, super feminine women do that because they are oriented around depending on somebody else. So it's partially survival. But if she moved in with somebody like a week after leaving you and you had a 4-year relationship, she was cheating. Point blank, there's no way. 100% cheating. The guy told her to move in with him, right? Because she was cheating with him, more than likely. I'm like 90% sure, brother. What about a break? Do you think that's ever effective? No. What is a break serving? Like, what's the function that it serves? It's not even a week. It's the next day. The next day, yeah, she was cheating, bro. Don't go over there with the switch. I see your energy. Your energy's like, y'all want to live together, huh? Okay, I'll send y'all to God's kingdom. Y'all can really be roommates. Let's take a breath. Let's woosah this shit. All right? Clearer heads prevail. I low-key want her back. She wasn't like that when I met her. No, you're disrespecting yourself, brother. You don't get not no one. Like, you can make the argument if someone cheats on you, you can make it, you can try, but no, bro. If she cheated on you and then moved in with somebody a day afterwards, that's a bird. That's Big Bird. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? That's Big Bird in this bitch. You leave that bird to the streets. You don't fucking. No, never do that. She moved in with somebody. That's painfully disrespectful, woefully disrespectful. And I will say this relationship likely isn't going to work. They're moving incredibly fast. Incredibly fast. That shit goes south at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if she comes back to you at some point. I was the first to know she wasn't like that. It was dormant. It was dormant. And here's the thing. And I'm glad you mentioned that. Because some guys think they go out here and get a virgin or a woman with no experience, and that's the Holy Grail. No. Every 304 was once a virgin, brother. Every 304 was once a virgin. Okay? You were the doorway to her unleashing that dormant dark energy. So you can't say she won't like that. People change. Nothing stays the same. People either get better or they get worse. One of the two is happening at all times. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. Nothing stays the same. Moved in the next day. Oh, she was a stray cat, right? Yeah, next day is crazy. How often are rebounds monkey branches? Depends on the time. Depends on the time. Monkey branch means when I break up with you, I'm immediately going to this person. There are women out there who will set the stages up behind the scenes. They'll start talking to the guy, emotionally cheating, all that kind of stuff. They set the stage up and they won't leave until they know they have a safe landing. And sometimes the shit don't go their way because Buddy was just lying to them. So then he don't treat them right either. And oftentimes that's when they'll come back to you like they made this big mistake. Don't trust it. Close the door. Do not open it. Is it true you must date for 3 years before you start talking marriage? No, it's not true at all. When we had a fight, she stayed at his place until 2 a.m. a couple of times. All right, B. You're either trolling or you're being incredibly naive, brother. What do you mean she stayed at his place till 2 a.m.? If that's true and you stay with Shorty, bro, you're beyond cooked right now. I need you gotta wake up. What are we talking about? I'm assuming y'all are both very young. Have to be very young. But young ain't an excuse, bro. I was in high school thinking this way. Like, oh, you wanna, okay. I left Shorty in high school when they were acting weird. Like, you acting a little bit weird. Nah. Then called out the next day. Not called out, but stayed home the next day because I was so fucking emotionally upset. But you gotta, don't betray yourself for nobody. You don't need nobody that bad. You don't need nobody that bad. All right. Let's see what we got. Last caller. What's going on, bro?
How's it going? You alright?
Yes, sir. What's happening?
Yeah, chilling, man. It's just going to be a really quick one. So I was on your live yesterday, and the lady that was talking about the long distance relationship, I think her boyfriend was in Europe, and then you gave some advice. But something you said about how she was going to put a boundary up, and she was going to say, I think she was abstinent for such a long time, and that's one of the boundaries that she put in place prior to meeting her boyfriend. And then obviously then they disconnected and all that stuff. But something you mentioned was stay on the offensive. You don't need to put such strict boundaries, and I just wanted to understand that a little bit more.
See if I can remember the call. Stay on the offensive.
So
what about her was being defensive? Remind me.
So she was abstinent for a long time because I think her first boyfriend, or the boyfriend previously, I think she was stung by that sort of situation, so she was forever like. But then I think you diagnosed that. I think her boyfriend in Europe just wanted validation from her, and I think she flew all the way over to Europe just to be with him. He got what he wanted, and then obviously he's just like literally just checking in just to get that validation from her as and when.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay. So yeah. Defensive means she kind of closed herself off. So typically when you go through pain, your natural default path is typically to guard your heart and close yourself off and start developing higher walls, right? Unless like you intentionally decide to not do that, or you work with the coach or somebody, some third party who helps you navigate it. In my stage model, when people transition from stage 1 to stage 2, it's normally because they experience some pain, and stage 2 is predicated on them closing themselves off and changing their behavior in an attempt to avoid any similar pain in the future. Okay, that is them being defensive. So yes, you protect yourself from pain, but then you also close off connection simultaneously. So the cost of protecting yourself is you also don't get what you want.
Sorry, repeat that one more time.
The cost of you protecting yourself is that you also do not get what you want.
Oh yeah. That makes perfect sense. So
Right.
it's just about being discerning at the same time,
Right.
and not staying emotionally tied up. But
Right. You don't have to close yourself off, but you can increase your discernment.
okay,
Know how to engage better and with more clarity, instead of you just being like, I'm closing myself off to everyone.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for all your content, and I honestly can't thank you enough. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely, brother. You take care, man.
All right, bye.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. No more callers. Again, if y'all want a 1-hour coaching call and the 2 weeks of DM support that comes with it, hit this button at the bottom of the screen, shoot me a message, I'll be in touch. Yeah, you don't want to, you can't get to stage 3 until you take them walls down. I need your walls to be like the biggest 304 on the planet. Tiana Trump. Need your walls to be like Tiana Trump. No walls. No walls. Okay? That biggest bop in your neighborhood who was growing up, needs your walls like that. No walls. 0 walls. 0 grip. That's what you want. That's what you want. You just gotta increase that discernment. Feel me? Increase that discernment. Have any of y'all experienced no walls? I've never experienced no walls. No packet. I've never experienced no walls. It's not something I've experienced. I've experienced too much walls. I was like, all right, love, I don't know what the fuck you got going on, but apparently I've been denied entry. What is it? We talked about the vaginismus before. Like, none must pass. It's like, what is going on here? You got a bouncer protecting the cooch? You got a bouncer outside? So you're going to need that one? You haven't experienced vaginismus, my brother in Christ. You've not experienced that. No. You ever seen them old school things, or like them old school shows where it's like medieval times, they're trying to get into the gate and they gotta take like this big ass like tree stump. They have like 20 guys like, heave ho. You gotta break into that bitch like that. They got like too tight of pelvic floor muscles or some shit like that, and it will deny entry. It's psychosomatic. It will deny entry. My first experience with that, I was like, what is going on? What is going on? What is happening? Thought guys like that? No, we do not. You can't get in there. You gotta dip your meat in KY jelly like it's a nacho. And dip. Alright, let me try this again. Even with the KY, huh? Alright, what's going on? You gotta get the jaws of life to open that bitch up. Start cranking it. Anyway, protecting yourself. No walls, right? You don't want to be defensive. You want to live offensively. So you gotta keep that heart open. Situationship is gonna try to get you to close it. The infidelity is gonna try to get you to close it. So you gotta keep it open intentionally. Force it open. And then just be a bit more discerning. Maybe we'll just do big four. No comment. But no, she really did have a medical issue. Two things can be true at once. But she really did have a medical issue. It was really a thing. Has time trial with a semi. But yeah, that was quite the experience. Quite the experience. I had to I down there went to medical school trying to figure out what's going on. I said, why are things so tight? What's going on? Baby got a straitjacket down there. I don't think the pearly gates are that strict. Anyway, so if you experience that issue, ladies, God be with you. That's rough. That is rough. That is a rough experience. Yeah, anatomy class. I'm like, what's going on? I think I'm a certified gynecologist now. I did so much research. I said, oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. I saw her again, had to give her a pap smear. I said, I know how to do it now, beloved. I just try to solve the problem so much that I pretty much got certified. So if you need a pap smear, you need anything like that, anything feeling weird down there, just go ahead and open up, say and make it happen. I'll bill you after this. Send you my bill. The diligence is top tier. All right, you can't give up. We don't give up around here. We got to complete what we set out to do, you know? Got to complete what we set out to do, right? Last minute questions. Anyone have any last minute questions? I bought a couple of books on Tantra and Women's Anatomy of Arousal. Funny. I mean, all of that stuff, I'm sure there's truth to it, bro. But really, the thing that's going to make you like better in the bedroom is like being really present to the moment. It's your presence. Just your presence. Like educating yourself actually can be counterproductive because it puts you in your head. So then you start analyzing things. You don't want to analyze things. You want it to be like a felt experience. So like you gotta really be present to the moment and attuning. Attuning and being present to the moment is yes, performing versus connecting makes a huge difference. Right. Also understand women are psychological, so talking helps a lot as well. And yeah, it's not all like mechanical. Listen to Danny. Danny knows. I see what you're doing there too, Danny. I see what you're doing, Danny boy. Danny boy. Long distance tips. What is like the problem? I can't give you like general tips. Like what is actually the problem you're trying to solve? Some guys in the chat be playing 5D chess. Only certain people pick up on it. I see it every time. But certain people pick up on it, certain people don't. But I see the 5D plays, and I appreciate it every time I see it. I appreciate it every time I see it. Talking, I see like Wesley. Yeah. You can go the dirty talk way. You can give spark and safety. talking. Spark would be like dirty talk, right? Safety would be like how she looks, how she feels, how beautiful she is, yada, yada, yada. Let's mix it up, you know? So that helps as well. And there's no one way. All depends on the person you're with. Exactly. Every person is different. Every person is different. Aftercare is important too. Right. Eliminating corn is also important because corn isn't a one-to-one match. You gotta understand, what you see in corn is people performing for the camera. It is not them connecting to one another. Even down to the angles. The angles are to serve the camera and for the viewer to get a good view. So you don't want to simulate that, because sometimes it's the opposite of what you should be doing, because there's different goals. I heard some dude bake cookies for aftercare and it was a hit. Right. Yeah, aftercare is important. Aftercare is important. They're very vulnerable after that, so you want to, give safety. Aftercare is just safety. Keep the freezer stocked with some ice cream. Danny letting all the plays out. Letting all the plays. All right, again, last minute questions before I hit the gym. I gotta go to the gym early today. I got some calls this evening. I get my workout on. Get my workout on. Dana said everything but purchase a towel warmer. Right. Okay, no more questions? All right. Again, people, if you want your coaching, 1 hour coaching session, DM me. I'll be in touch. Yada, yada, yada. What else? If you're new here, make sure to follow. I'll be live again tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So if I didn't get to your call, I will get to it then. Appreciate the mods. Appreciate the chat. I will see you all tonight. Y'all take care. All right, YouTube. I'll holla, baby.